Hello, welcome to Kent Beer Reviews. Thanks for joining me for another review. This should be pretty special. When I was up in HopCity in Leeds over the Easter weekend, it was just unbelievable, the beers up there. This is pretty much the first few beers I've had since then. And as well, you know what the beer is already. From the Verdant Brewing Co. Even sharks need water. This is their India Pale Ale, 6.5% ABV, nice 440ml can. Basically I got chatting to the guys from Verdant for a few minutes. It was obviously quite busy, so there was a bit of a gap and we got chatting, and there's like, oh, you're, which is a bit embarrassing for me. I'm very kind of I can't handle it sometimes. Not in a nasty way. It's just funny that people recognise you. Anyway, enough about that. They kindly gave me this beer because they were going to have it on in the evening. I think the Saturday evening. I wasn't going to be there because I was meeting some friends and we went around Leeds. So he's like, there you go. So he gave me that. I'm like, wow, thank you so much. Yeah, I've not had this beer before. This beer was canned on the 31st of March of 2017. So what are we today? It's the 28th. So there you go. 28 days ish old. Best before the end of June of 2017. I'll go into the ingredients and everything else in a minute. Let me try and find a glass if it wants to come out. There we go. Bit of crap on top, but that's my fault. It's been in the fridge since I got back, and I can already see how hazy this beer is just by opening the top of the can. Wow. So yeah, not had this beer before. Oh my days. Look at this. Leave that bit in the can. I can smell the hops from here. I'm just getting over a cold, so I'm probably, you know, my sinuses and things aren't probably at 100%, but I'm picking it up like a foot away. Wow. So what we're getting, it's a lovely kind, it looks like orange juice. It's a bit brighter your side than my side with the light just above. But yeah, didn't pour much of a head. It was quite a steady pour, just covering the top of the glass, pure white head. So you can see there's some decent carbonation running just up the side of the, so I've got a handle for this tripod here. So yeah, a juicy bomb by the look of it. It's getting aroma. Wow, 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 wow. As I said to them at the time when I was drinking, I think I was drinking pulp or something, yeah, and I tried that in front of them. I said, wow, it's a great time to be alive. These beers like this, just like on another level. Anyway, big kind of citrusy notes, big fat juicy orange. It's a pineapple, mango. Oh, wow. Slight dankness going on. Maybe a slight hint of pine. Grapefruit. The usual suspects in these kind of juicy bomb other beers that you get. Succulent. Dribbling. Let's give it a try. Cheers. Cheers, Verdant. Cheers. Oh, my word. It's funny how it works. You have nearly 2 weeks off the booze. I've done a couple of dark beers. This is my first pale. Well, pale. My first orange beer. And it's amazing how that first real hoppy beer you've had after a couple of weeks with not having a beer at all. It just brings a smile to your face. It's just fantastic. I think HopCity was fantastic, amazing, spectacular, probably the best beer festival I've ever been to. And thank you to all the sponsors and all the volunteers and everyone else involved. Leeds Beer Week, Little Leeds Beer House, and I'm probably forgetting one or two others. Northern Monk. So thank you. Anyway, that's a side thing. You've done really well. This is just amazing beer for the palate after 2 weeks off the booze. As I said, HopCity was amazing, but there was so much hoppy beers. I think sometimes once you've had hops after hops after hops after hops, I reckon the palate doesn't quite appreciate it potentially as much as if you say spaced it out over a certain period of time. There was one or two beers that stood out, but most of them were pretty much on the same kind of level, world class. And this is fantastic. It's up there. This is up there with Pulp. Probably a little bit better. This is probably the best beer I've had from Verdant. Although there's one or two other beers that I've not tried from their range. They've got another one out now called Putty, which I had on draft, but I'd love to have done a review of it. For some reason I didn't do a review of because there was just so many beers. You're trying to get so many beers, try different things. It's just time. So hopefully I'll be able to get a can of the Putty, or they'll rebrew it in the future. Back to this beer. Oh my word. Oh, it's so good. You can just tell by my funny stupid reaction. Look at that. Oh, I've needed hops for so long. It's only been 2 weeks, but wow. There's a nice sweetness, fruity sweetness going on at the front end. I don't know the IBUs to this beer. 6.5%, none of that, not picking that up. So yeah, these guys are out of Falmouth in Cornwall. This is a description on the back. Murky, thick, juicy and chewy. Pretty much sums it up. It's like a packet of sherbet sweets drenched in a tangy fruit layers. Is it cuddled by a comforting bready hug? Soft to drink with a slight creamy texture and medium dry finish. Definitely a slightly dry finish. It's one of them beers that you want to keep going back. Oh. Oh. It's one of them. That slight dryness at the back is just, you could get in serious trouble drinking that. It's so damn good. It's tough to stop drinking it. Here you go. I didn't even read that bit. The ingredients: yeast is yeast 1318. No idea. Sorry. Hops are Citra. That makes sense. Galaxy and Nelson Sauvin. I'd imagine the Galaxy is probably that kind of dryness coming through. Obviously the Citra speaks for itself. Nelson Sauvin, I haven't done much homework up on that one, although I do like that hop, what I've had of it. The malts are extra pale wheat, caramel, flaked barley and oats. So pretty much it seems every time you get an IPA that looks like that, more often than not it's going to have oats included in the brewing process. One more taste and a rating, because I'm going on and on and on. Dear me. What an absolute pleasure to drink this beer. And thank you again to Verdant for giving me this can. Really, I was made up. Any other information? Yeah, they're giving it a 4-month shelf life. Brilliant. Contains gluten. Recycle. Bloody blah. 440ml can. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 from me. If you're able to get this beer, or you've had this beer, let us know your thoughts and opinions down below. I put all the information of the brewing company down below like I normally do. I put this in with my Verdant playlist. I think it's the 5th beer I've had from them. I think I've got one more down in the fridge downstairs, so that'll be coming up fairly soon. And maybe we'll see if I can get any more in the future. But yeah, thanks for watching then. It's a 10 out of 10 beer from me, and I'll see you in the next review. Cheers.